This is a very interesting quote by William Osler about the importance of communication. And I want to talk about firstly how this is important to doctors and how they deal with the patients. It's important, I think, for doctors to understand the problem that the patients are coming with and all the areas of that person's life that is related to that problem. Whether it's how things are going emotionally, how are things going at home, how are things going at work, how is this problem sort of affecting the way they sleep or the way they eat. Knowing all these things is the first step to that patient feeling like they're receiving good care, but also to coming up with good solutions or good treatment strategies. Now, I've seen the difference that good understanding can make to good care. For example, I've been working as a support worker for 3 years now with Riverlink Disability Services. They're an NDIS organization, and I support kids with autism who are often non-verbal. For example, one kid that I've worked with for 3 years now is Max, and not only is he non-verbal, but he also has behavioral problems. Now, the way I communicate with him is very tricky, and it requires a long process that I've sort of gotten better at over the years. I have to bring out an iPad and point to and use a communication app to decide what he wants to do next. I also have to calm him down by touching him in certain areas and also reassuring him with my voice. I also, if that doesn't work, I can use other strategies. But I've realized when I do support his communication and I find out exactly what he wants, he has a much more enjoyable day, and that's how he grows as a person and finds meaning in his life. So I've seen the difference that I've seen how understanding, can lead to really good care and sort of better patient outcomes or better outcomes for the person. And now I want to talk about how understanding is really crucial to solving big problems. For example, I've been working as a volunteer for aid projects that go overseas with Relative. They're an Oz aid agency. And the last 2 years, we've gone to a remote island called Espírito Santo, which is actually the northernmost island of Vanuatu. And we're working with a local high school there to construct better facilities for their school. Now, the first day we arrived in 2019, we sat down with the principal and we just asked him what he wanted from us and what he expected from us. And it's good that we had that chat because it became clear to us that what he wanted was to transition their school into a technical college that practiced a lot of the trades that were useful to the island. And so that meant that we could focus our energies on simply repurposing the classrooms rather than creating new classrooms or wasting energy or time doing something else that didn't, in the end, fulfill what they wanted to do. So that's an example of how when you listen to someone and listen to someone's problem, that's the first step to actually solving the problem that they want to be solved. And now I want to talk about how the flip side of this, how when we don't listen and we don't ask and when we don't understand someone, how that can lead to a lot of problems. For example, early in the year, unfortunately, a close friend of mine committed suicide. And one of the laments of the parents was, how come we didn't know about his mental health problems? It became evident that he did have a lot of struggles with work and stress and university. However, he never really told anyone, and us friends, we weren't really aware of it. And part of it was that we never really asked, we never probed, and I guess the parents, it's quite difficult, and parents should never sort of put this blame on themselves, and it's really not their fault. But they do lament that, how come we never asked our son? How come we never probed about how's uni going? How's work going? Are you feeling stressed? And they always think of what if, which is a dangerous game to play. But it did tell me, and I learned from this whole experience how we do have to ask people, we do have to understand and listen to what people are going through, because everyone is going through something, and it's just natural for us to tell people, and when we don't share, it can be very bad for our mental health.